So in today's lecture we discuss the drug potential chapter from Stuart Close Philosophy. So what is drug potential? Potential means it is a power. Drug potential is power in the drug substance. Potential regards as something distributed throughout the space, determines by difference of its values at neighboring points, the intensity and direction of force acting through the region. So we have studied potential energy in physics. Potential regards as something here means the energy which is distributed throughout the space, determines by difference of its values at neighboring points, that is potential different field, the intensity and direction of force acting through the region. So drug potential is study of hidden energy in drug substance. The homeopathic theory of drug potentiation may be considered as an extension into the field of medicine of what is known as theory of potential in physical science. So theory of potential, that is the potential differential field, we have already studied that it is the difference between the potential energy between the 2 points. Thus theory of drug potentiation, which is discovered, which is invented and described by Dr. Hahnemann, may be considered as an extension into the field of medicine. So study of hidden energy in drug substance is drug potential. So what is drug potential? The dose of homeopathic remedy of the infinitesimal dose. Infinitesimal dose means infinitely small dose, which when given is compared to with the ion of electric charge, which has the potential to produce action on the patient by theory of potentization. So the infinitesimal dose is infinitely small dose, which is because of the method of potentization. And what happens? It can be compared with the ion of electric charge, which has the potential to produce the action on the patient. Potential exists by virtue of position as opposed to the motion, said especially of energy. So potential exists at point and it is due to by its virtue of position. Potential is a condition at a point in space due to attraction or repulsion near it. So the forces of attraction or repulsion are acting at that point, in virtue of which something at that point has a mass or electric charge, would possess potential energy or the power of doing work. In the case of electricity, it is measured by the work done in bringing a unit of positive electricity thither an infinite distance against an electrical repulsive force. So the example is given about how the electric charges are present and how the electrical energy is having its action. Potential is power possessed by drug, that we have already seen. So in any system of attracting bodies, a mathematical quantity having at each point of space a value equal to energy acquired by a unit mass in falling from an infinite distance to that point. So the calculation is tried as a mathematical quantity at each point of space, a value equal to energy, and it is acquired by a unit mass in falling from an infinite distance to that point. Potential is power possessed by any matter. Say example magnet. Magnet is bearing the magnetic energy. So we can easily accept the magnetic energy which is possessed by the magnet. Now let's try to understand and believe this, that every drug substance has energy. To this we may now perhaps add that drug potential due to the attraction of the living organism. Now when we say living organism, we come to its the minutest unit, which is cell. So the cell determines in a similar manner the direction and the kind of action of the drug prescribed or taken. See, any disease, when the pathology develops, it is from the unit, that is from the cell. So the action of the drug must be on this cell, and where exactly on this cell is the potential energy which every cell is possessing, which is governing and controlling that cell. So the drug potential is the energy of this drug which is going to act curatively by its action on this cell which is diseased, which is abnormal now and not able to carry the normal function. Peculiar affinity or attraction exists between sick patient and drug, which is capable of producing symptoms in healthy organism just similar to those symptoms of sick person. So very important that we agree that peculiar affinity or attraction exists between the sick patient and drug. Now again, at what point in the sick patient? It's on that energy of the sick patient. So the energy of the sick patient which is deranged. So the action of the drug takes place on this energy. And what is that of the drug which takes its action on the energy is nothing but its dynamic power or the drug potential. So the affinity or attraction exists between sick patient and drug, which is capable of producing symptoms in healthy organism just similar to those symptoms of sick person. So which drug will produce the affinity? That drug substance which is capable of producing similar symptoms in healthy organism as that of the symptoms present in the sick person. Now, how to find out this potential energy? How to understand this? How to measure the potential energy present in the drug substance? So, research workers devote time for study of vital energy. They are devoting time and to find out the vital energy to measure it. Let them learn how to measure the action of the fundamental initiative power and principles called life in the same way that the electrical scientist measures the force with which he deals in his department. So the researchers are trying to measure the action of this vital energy. Researchers should find new means of measuring the dynamic energy and mode of action of potentized homeopathic medicines. So researchers should try to find out newer methods of measuring the dynamic energy and mode of action of potentized homeopathic medicines. The idea of drug potential is analogous to electrical and gravitational potential. Means what? The idea of the potential energy in the drug substance is related with the electrical energy or gravitational energy. This was never been advanced before. As far as I know means Dr. Stuart Close is saying about this idea of drug potential present in the every drug substance. This appears to be one capable of being worked out mathematically by someone who is competent. So the researchers should find out and measure this energy present in the drug substance, and they should be very intelligent and competent, and they can surely measure this. Action of crude drugs in massive dose, and what is the action of the infinitesimal dose. So does a crude drug in massive dose act under the same law as a material body and tend to move in the direction of increasing potential? And does an infinitesimal dose obey the law which makes a positive electrical charge and it tends to move in the opposite direction towards a decreasing potential to effect a cure of disease? So there is a difference in the action of crude drug in large dose and the action of infinitesimal dose. Now, how favorable is the action of infinitesimal dose of this similar drug, and what happens that the positive electrical charge tends to move in the opposite direction towards decreasing potential to effect a cure of disease. It means that the deranged vital energy is now slowly recovering and is getting corrected by the action of this dynamic SIMILIMUM. Potential energy is present in the dynamic SIMILIMUM. Why dynamic? Because the drug substance undergoes the method of potentization, as which is invented by Dr. Hahnemann, and he is using the very innovative SIMILIMUM, that is the similar remedy, which was so far not used at all at Hahnemann's time. So the unique invention of homeopathy is again further boosted by the administration of the remedy, which is similar in action and dynamic in nature. We know that a peculiar affinity or attraction exists between the sick organism and the drug. By virtue of it's capable of producing similar symptoms in the healthy organism and to those of the sick person. Medicine is curative due to the law of attraction and affinity between sick and itself, and this is seen only in the case of when the drug substance used is SIMILIMUM. The theory of the symptomatically similar medicine as a curative is therefore also a phase of a theory of attraction, of which the theory of potential is another phase. Means what? The theory of the action of the similar remedy is because of the law of attraction. Law of attraction is nothing but the affinity or the energy which is present in the universe. And theory of the potential, it means the potential energy present in the every substance in nature, and that energy is a part of universal energy. So what is this? The attraction or affinity law. A dose of medicine placed on the tongue in contact with the sentient nerves of the organism, from which it is distributed throughout the entire nervous system, is a something at the point in the space at which it touches, at which there exists a condition of attraction or repulsion caused by its presence there. The dose, according to its size and quality, may be a mass or it may be an ion, and dynamic quantity comparable to an electrical charge. Thus, the law of attraction or affinity is present at that point. At that point, the potential energy is established when the SIMILIMUM touches the sentient nerves of the sick organism. So, the dose, which is according to its size and quality, may be a mass or it may be an ion, and dynamic quality comparable to an electrical charge. Dr. Hahnemann did drug proving by dynamic drugs on healthy human beings. Thus, his method of the drugs was again very innovative, very different, and done for the first time, that he tested the drugs which are dynamic in nature, which are tested on healthy human beings, and the symptoms were noted. The action of drug upon the living substance is analogous to the action of electricity and has often been compared to it, because see, every impulse in the body is because of the sodium pump, and there is depolarization and repolarization by which the impulse is propagated. Thus, even the action of drug upon the living substance thus is analogous with the action of electricity and is compared to it. So electricity means what? The action of the ion, the charge which is present. So there are some who even believe that life and electricity are identical. It's dynamic theory which can't be explained physically but measured and modified and controlled. So the dynamic theory, that is, which will explain the dynamic energy, but it cannot be explained physically, materially. But the dynamic energy can be measured, modified and controlled. In the scientific sense, then we say that Hahnemann, through drug proving and potentiation, formulated a dynamical theory and raised materia medica to the level of science. In the other words, he might be said to have discovered the drug potential. That means as we give the credit of discovering gravitational energy to Newton, the discovery of drug potential, the credit goes to Dr. Hahnemann. He brought materia medica and therapeutics into alignment with the other sciences which are based upon the theory of potential. Thus, we accept gravitational energy, magnetic energy, electrical energy. Its action is accepted. The energies are measured. Now, the researchers must also try to measure the vital energy. The theory of drug potential is correlated to dynamic theory of life, law of similars, and law of potentization. The agent which modifies this state is by its inherent dynamic energy and action governed by laws which govern the action of life principle physiologically, that means in the state of health, and pathologically in the state of disease. Health is orderly, balanced, harmonious action of vital force. So here we accept and consider vital force as the dynamic energy. The potential energy is analogous to it. So disease is disorderly, unbalanced, disharmonious action in vital force. Cure is restoration of health from disease state. Law of attraction and mutual action. So it's given by Newton. The action and reaction are equal and opposite. So this law is related to all the vital functions and to all the agents which act upon and modify them. The organs of nutrition, growth, repair, digestion, absorption and excretion, innervation, respiration, circulation, sleep, intellect, emotion, memory, reason, judgment, and we all react to appropriate stimuli under the law of attraction and mutual action, which is given by Newton, that action and reaction are equal and opposite. So all the vital functions in the living organism are continuously carried because of the continuous supply of the dynamic or vital energy. The hidden inherent energy of all the substances becomes available and useful through Hahnemann's discovery of drug potential and invention of mechanical process of potentization. Hahnemann's first greatest discovery was that the quality of drug action is governed by the quantity of drug used. So all of us know that as the quantity of drug substance decreases, the quality increases. So is the important drug potential, that is the energy possessed by the drug substance, and this is available and enhanced by the process of potentization. So doctrine of drug affinity is discussed again, that is the drug affinity or attraction. So there is a specific character of drug action and is different from every other drug. So all of us know that the action of every drug substance is specific, and also that every drug substance is having different action, and also we know that every drug substance produces few symptoms in the provers and few other symptoms in the other provers as per his susceptibility. So no two persons are affected with same disease in exactly same manner, as well as no two provers can give the exact symptoms. They can give different symptoms. Before Dr. Hahnemann, drugs were given on empirical basis and proved on animals. Empirical means past experiences. Causes of diseases are conditional. Causes are modified by individuals' inherent immunity, susceptibility, miasms, and diatheses. In today's times, the terminologies like host resistance is very important. So, the diseases are conditional. For a disease to take place, there requires two aspects: host resistance and virulence of the pathogens or organisms. And it is not in our hands to suffer from disease. Thus, we agree that the diseases are conditional. Disease is a continuous process and it is a constantly changing phenomenon. Drugs possess potential energy, the power for proving as well as curing. Very important. So, action of drugs on healthy human beings is dynamic, as we see in the proving, based on the laws of attraction. Dr. Hahnemann also developed scales in potentiation. In order to control the drug action, it was necessary to find and adopt the scale of measurement for the drug, which should be quantitative and qualitative. The centesimal scale of dilution adopted by Hahnemann practically fulfills the requirement of quantitative measurement of drug action and satisfies the pure therapeutist, means the homeopathic physician, even as the qualitative yardstick. But for the scientist, it leaves something to be desired accuracy for a qualitative measurement. Thus, the after the 6E potency, the drug substances are not measured. So, for a scientist, it leaves something to be desired accuracy for a qualitative measurement. Hence, the potentization, the centesimal scale and or the decimal scale or even the 50 millisimal scale, which is described in the 6th edition of Organon, the Hahnemann is giving us the perfect mathematical calculations which is desired and which is can be accepted by the scientist in a quantitative measurements of the drug substance. Dr. Hahnemann gave the concept of dynamism, and this was adopted in the action of drugs, that is dynamic drugs, for proving as well as for curing the disease. It remains true, however, that Hahnemann's conception of the dynamic nature of drug and disease action brought their phenomena within the scope of universal law of motion and made it possible the development of efficient science of therapeutic medication, that is homeopathy. Thank you.